Welcome back to Gaming Unite. I'm your host, G.A.M.E.R here, and with the release of God of War Ragnarok, it has brought so much attention and momentum to PlayStation that I thought it would be a good idea to take a look into the future and see what is next for PlayStation. This year as a whole for PlayStation has been pretty good overall, with big games such as Horizon Forbidden West and of course God of War Ragnarok, but also on the side had Gran Turismo 7, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, and Last of Us Part 1, with multiple third-party exclusives including Stray, Sifu, and Ghostwire Tokyo. But with that being said, let's get started looking at what's next. And what do we know is next? Well, that's the problem. The problem is we don't know a lot. And that is the biggest thing we know, is that we don't, all right? Because, yes, there are a couple things which we are going to talk about here in a second. But for the most part, it's a mystery. And the biggest mystery comes in the first-party front. Now, I will go ahead and start off by saying there is one thing we do know about 2023, and I hope stays true, and that is that Spider-Man 2 is on track to release in 2023. It was confirmed by the trailer back in 2021 and was reconfirmed recently by Insomniac that they promise it will still release in 2023. Will that promise stay? I hope so, but delays are very common now in the gaming industry, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that get pushed into 2024, but I hope that is not the case, because other than that, we really have no idea what is coming first party wise in 2023. There are hopes, of course, and there are predictions, theories, rumors, but nothing is confirmed. Spider-Man 2 is about it. You know, we know about Wolverine, but that is not confirmed for 2023, nor has ever been given a release date, so I can't imagine that would release next year. However, third party, there are some things to look forward to. Forspoken in January. If you guys know me, you guys know how much I am excited for this game. It is absolutely one of my most anticipated games, just in general, overall. I think it looks fantastic. Made by Square Enix, published by Square Enix. And then also Final Fantasy 16 in the summer, also by Square Enix. So honestly, Square Enix at this point is kind of carrying PlayStation's 2023 year, which is sad, but I will always take great in more games. Hopefully they're great. We do have Stellar Blade supposedly coming out in 2023. That game does look really, really good. It looks like a blend between Nier, Bayonetta, and Devil May Cry. And I do think that will end up being a really big hit when it does release, hopefully, if no delays happen, in 2023. Of course, with third party as well, there are rumors, speculation, and Silent Hill 2 Remake did get a 2023 release date and is confirmed to be a PlayStation exclusive, so we can also count on that coming out in 2023, which is really exciting because I really like Silent Hill. It's not one of my favorites, but it is something that I definitely do think is a phenomenal game, and I can't wait to play the game with amazing graphics, with improved everything, performance, hopefully the storytelling is better, but I don't really know how they could get better than the original. But yeah, Silent Hill 2 is supposed to release next year as well. The big thing we do know about 2023, which is the big thing in this category or this section of the video, and that is a big step for the PS5, and that is the PSVR 2. Now, I understand not everybody is excited about PSVR 2. I'm not sure how I feel about PSVR 2. I mean, I'm of course excited because I play everything, and it's more games, it's more hardware. Gaming industry's growing. I have to be excited, right? But for somebody who I guess isn't like me, it is priced at $549, and you do need a PS5, which is also around $500. And in terms of the game selection that they are having, it's not great, to say the least. Horizon Call of the Mountain is going to be its big launch title and its big go-to must-have game. And while I do think it looks really good and it's going to be really, really fun, you need to basically spend $1,000 just to play it. And that's not going to sit well with people, especially for a genre that is niche to begin with. VR is not for everybody. Not everybody loves it and is a very, very specific community and group of people. They also did confirm Resident Evil 8 VR will be in PSVR 2 capabilities, and that's exciting. I have actually yet to play through the entire game. I did get started recently with the third-person mode because I was super happy about that. And it will be interesting to see it in VR, and it was a big game, so I can't imagine that people wouldn't be excited for this. I do think people will play it, and it will be a hot release for the PSVR 2. But with that said, we do, of course, with all these types of conversations, we do have to think, what could happen? What could happen? What are some things we are excited about? And again, the biggest question mark is first party. We just don't know. We do have some guesses. We also have some rumors and some sources that could point us in somewhat of a right direction. Starting off with something, a big news topic that just released recently, which is huge because of something else that released recently, and that is God of War Ragnarok. Apparently, Santa Monica Studio, Sony Santa Monica, has a new game, and possibly it could be a new IP. Now, that really excites me. I'm going to talk a little bit at the end about some of my personal ones, and one of them is new IP. I think PlayStation needs to push new IP. I think it'd be huge, especially with Xbox doing a lot of new IPs. Well, Nintendo doesn't do new IPs, but but PlayStation needs to push new IPs because they can't keep sticking to the same formula over and over again. Even though they are great games, occasionally you need something different, and we need new IPs. And of course, with God of War Ragnarok, of course, if you guys haven't watched my review, make sure you go watch it. I do think it is the definition of a masterpiece, and I cannot be more excited to see what else Santa Monica Studio is cooking up. And if it is a new IP, I can only imagine how creative and big they are going with it. And it's definitely going to be exciting. And apparently, we're going to be hearing about it sooner rather than later. I'm not going to say we're going to hear about it this year. I don't think this year is a good timetable for when we could see it. I'm going to say next year if PlayStation has an event. Last of Us Factions could release next year. We know Naughty Dog's been working on the multiplayer game for The Last of Us Part 2, and that is Last of Us Factions. And while I hate Last of Us Part 2, I'm not going to say Last of Us Factions is going to be bad or I'm not excited, because it's another game made by, yes, a talented studio, even though Last of Us Part 2 was bad. Well, not bad, but it just didn't sit well with a lot of people. I can't deny it could end up being a really great game. The biggest thing we might see that I definitely have question marks on is PlayStation events. 2022 kind of just skipped out on a big event. They had multiple state of plays throughout the year, which I do think have gotten a lot better, a ton times better. But I would like to see a big PlayStation 5 showcase with their big event where they reveal all their big titles and a bunch of third-party exclusives. I would really, really love to see that. Third party, we do maybe know about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, which is Rebirth. It did get a winter 2023 release date, but unfortunately that does also include January and February, so it could be one of those, which may not actually be 2023, but it is still what's next for PlayStation. We're not strictly talking about 2023, but we are mainly focusing on it because we are coming up on it, and it is the next year. But Final Fantasy VII could release in December, which would be huge and really, really exciting. Also, if we were to get events, we would, of course, get more on the third-party side of things. More PSVR 2 titles is absolutely a possibility. I'm not even going to make any guesses on what they could be. If I had to make one, and if I had one wish, it would be another Astro VR game, because that one was great, and Astro overall has just been really consistent with quality, so I would really like to see it come back to VR. PS5 Pro. Now that is something I do want to talk about, because it has been a big topic. A lot of people kind of want it, a lot of people don't think it's time. I'm on the side, I don't think we need one yet, because the normal one we have is already hard enough to find and is honestly expensive enough. I don't think PSVR, I don't think PS5 Pro will release in 2023. At the least, I think it will release in 2024, but not 2023. It's too early, and we don't have a dire need for it. I do, however, think there is a dire need to continue to grow PS Plus. And I do think they will continue to grow PS Plus. I would like to see more day one releases and more timed exclusives with PS Plus being integrated with them. Because, yes, Game Pass is miles better and is way more valuable, has tons more games, but I do like what PS Plus has to offer. There are some great games, and I do see the potential there. So I would like to see it grow, and one way to do that is, of course, another thing we might see, and that is acquisitions. PlayStation has been on a bit of an acquisition spree as of recent, acquiring many studios, including Fire Sprite and a bunch of support studios. They did one for PC ports, which has been getting work done with multiple PC releases, which is also another thing we may see in 2023. But however, whether you're talking about Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Returnal, or the new Horizon and God of War, the PS5 has had its fair share of first-party releases and has more excitement than really ever to see what's next. You know, for once, the PlayStation first-party side of things is a mystery, and which kind of leads more excitement, because PlayStation usually in the past have been very open. We've known about games usually like 2 years before the release, but we have no idea what's coming. And that is what's so exciting, because if there is an event, if there is a big showcase, we could be in for some surprises. We could be in for some huge things. I personally want new IPs or older franchise to return, which is what this is a little segment. I'm going to say some of my personal ones. Bring Sly Cooper back. Bring Infamous back. Bring, if you can, please, I beg, please bring Gravity Rush back. There are so many things I would love you to see return, as well as, of course, I touched on it earlier, I would love to see new IPs, and of course, sequels. Ghost of Tsushima 2 would, of course, be, I mean, it's my favorite game of all time, so seeing a sequel would, of course, bring tears to my eyes. But yeah, I only hope that in the packed year of 2023, they have enough space and games to stand out and help 2023 only get even more goated than it already is. But with that being said, next week we will be covering what's next for Xbox and Nintendo. That way, the Game Awards can maybe answer some of our questions. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely leave a like. Leave a comment section down below provided. What are you excited about, or what do you hope PlayStation brings in the future? I'm going to sign off. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. G.A.M.E.R out. Peace.